Hey there, so we are live right now. I had not planned to make a video tonight. Well, I did sort of, but I just really didn't know what I was going to make it about. Anyway, hi there. I am not at the movie library tonight. As you can tell, I am here in front of my computer. And we're going to do a few things tonight. We're going to talk about some announcements from Scream Factory. So, one that particularly excites me. Um, give a little thoughts on underappreciated film. I'm going to kick it a little old school. And if you've been watching my channel for a while, uh, especially if you started watching it in around 2 years or so ago, people that didn't find my channel through the podcast, for instance, uh, a lot of people that have been around for a bit found my channel through something that I did called the HMV Chronicles. So what that was for newer folks is when HMV announced that it will be closing down in North America, because HMV is a place I would go all the time. I love the mall. I'm a mall person, and I used to spend a lot of time in HMV. So, needless to say, I was pretty devastated when HMV was closing down. That was my place to go to. If I was feeling in the dumps, I was feeling down. If I just needed a pick me up, I would, you know, you can order something online, but there's nothing like going to like an actual store and like going into there, like looking around, picking up a movie, and coming home, watching it, looking through those features, and you can't do that anymore. Like Walmart doesn't suffice for something like that. Anyway, so when that happened, I started to chronicle my time as HMV was closing down. Whether when I went in there, as sales would go on, as prices would drop, as there would be certain things I would buy. Now I actually have a few HMV titles that I legit have not opened up yet. So kind of a list type video in that portion of it. What I'm going to do is I'll show you the titles that I got from the HMV sale back in the day that I still haven't opened up. And it's been a while since HMV has been closed. I was originally going to wear my HMV shirt. Somebody actually sent me an HMV T-shirt after the because of the big because of the videos that I was doing at the time. But that's actually in the wash right now. So just wearing a sweater. Hey, Indie Phantom, how's it going? So first off, we'll talk about the Scream Factory. They announced there's a couple movies coming out. They announced 2 more Hammer films. And got to get these right, because I think one is Fear in the Night, if I remember correctly. I'm going to just give a peek right here and find out, but I'm pretty sure one of them is Fear in the Night, and the other one is the one that I really want to talk about. And that one would be the classic Horror of Dracula. So yep, so here we got them both right here. Fear in the Night and Horror of Dracula. Actually, you can actually see that pretty good here tonight. Hey Jesse, how's it going, man? So these were just announced from Scream Factory here today. And it's fairly late here. I'm waiting for my better half. She's coming home, and she's not actually on the ferry, on the boat coming home. And I'm staying up the night waiting for her. So I decided to make a video. So now familiar with these are both Hammer titles, Indy, and both, I guess, like either late 60s, early 70s Hammer titles. So kind of the closing end of Hammer. Now Fear in the Night, it's got Joan Collins and Judy Geeson, Ralph Bates, and Peter Cushing. So that kind of lets you know the hey Murders, how's it going? Oh, have a great day at work. And the other title, which I'm very excited about, is Horror of Frankenstein. Again, stars Ralph Bates, Kate O'Mara, unfortunately she's passed on, Veronica Carlson, and Dennis Price. Now, a lot of people really hate on this film. There are 2 Hammer films that get like a tremendous amount of hate. Want to see a handful? Like there's some good ones. I mean, it depends on the stuff you're into, Indy. The thing is that in the Frankenstein era of films, basically, Hammer went in a different direction. They decided that for them, making these Frankenstein films, they weren't going to focus as much on a monster. They were going to focus more on Dr. Frankenstein. That was going to be the kind of the crux of it. There'd always be a monster within the film, but the real monster, the real evil, was usually Dr. Frankenstein himself, played by Peter Cushing, and that was a unique take. I really liked that. I loved the Hammer Frankenstein films, but one always stood out to me, and it didn't have Peter Cushing in it. It had Ralph Bates. Now, for those not familiar, Ralph Bates was an actor that worked just a really really good character actor. Worked a lot with Hammer, especially the later stuff. Basically, it kind of went like this: if Hammer were having problems with with negotiating with Peter Cushing or negotiating with Christopher Lee, Ralph Bates would be put into the film. He would be the one that would kind of be that placeholder, because they thought basically he was good enough that if Peter Cushing or Christopher Lee decided they're not going to come forward, they're not going to do this film, then Ralph Bates takes center stage. And that's a humongous amount of, one, pressure, and two, that's a great amount of like of faith in that actor. So one of the times they did this was in Taste of Blood and Dracula. If you've ever seen Taste of Blood and Dracula, you know that basically that's actually a really good film. A very different film though, Corruption is. That in Taste of Blood and Dracula, we don't see Dracula for quite a while. In actuality, he kind of legitimately explodes onto the scene. I am not joking here. From Ralph Bates, who drinks from a chalice and it resurrects Dracula. Now, if Christopher Lee had decided not to do that, then Ralph Bates would have drank from that chalice and he would have been possessed. He would have been embodied the Count. And Bates could have done it. But Christopher Lee decided to come in, and I've always wondered what it would have been like if Bates would have had that entire role to himself. If they would have let him play the Count and not just get blown up, basically. Get, torn apart. Now, he did, however, get to play Dr. Frankenstein, because they decided to set one Frankenstein film, Horror Frankenstein, back at the beginning. Basically, I guess you could say this would be a young Dr. Frankenstein. Long before there's revamps or reboots or anything like that, like seriously the way they are now, Hammer kind of did that. They brought in Ralph Bates to play a young Peter Cushing, pretty much, in a Horror Frankenstein. There was more humor to it. It was a very darkly humorous film, which makes sense because it's a Frankenstein film. And David Prowse would play the monster, Darth Vader himself, and he would play it twice. Actually, he would play it in this one and in Frankenstein. Yes, any fan. I'm guessing you got on. So basically, HMV is in my title thread because one of the things that I did for a long period of time, if you go back to my channel, is I did a series of videos, a whole complete arc called the HMV Chronicles, where I talked about HMV, which was closing down. I miss HMV. It's gone now. So I thought, as a neat little thing within this video, I actually have some HMV titles that I don't even have opened up yet, and I'm gonna show those kind of like a little list of things that I bought from the HMV sale that still, as of today, are yet not open. So we're gonna get into that. I didn't know that, actually. I'll ask my my oldest, because she's got Red Dead Redemption 2. But yeah, I recommend Horror Frankenstein. It is a fantastic little film. Ralph Bates does a great job as doing his own version of a youthful Frankenstein. He's obnoxious and just slight kind of sociopathic and kind of a ladies' man. He does a really, really good job with this role. Kate O'Mara and Veronica Carlson, of course, look gorgeous in this. I'll also, at the end of this video, I'll check on the on Vinegar Syndrome stuff, because there has been some changes in the limited editions. One of them, spoiler alert, it looks like one of them's gone that we were watching here on the channel. So we'll look at that at the end. But tell you what, there's two movies coming up from Scream Factory: Fear in the Night and Horror of Dracula. These two I want. These are two on my to-get list, especially Horror of Dracula. This chat is so quiet tonight, Jesse. I gotta say, it's one of the, maybe it's because I went later on. But you can change that, Jesse and Indy. You can make this chat more lively and jumping. Maybe a lot of you guys are new to the Hammer stuff. Anywho, HMV titles. I brought this one up because I got this one from HMV, and I wouldn't have otherwise. I would have had to go through different channels to get this film, and I'll explain something to you right now. Certain Kino titles, certain Scream Factory titles, they don't ship here to Canada. They, if you go on and you go to their sales and you're looking through them, there are certain movies that are US only. And that really sucks. So, Horror Dracula's already got a Warner Archives release. We'll get to the limited edition as well. So, give a reason to keep watching. But I got this at HMV. Now, this is Bubba Hotep. I'm a huge Don Coscarelli fan. Without an HMV, owning this movie would have been a lot more pricey. It would have been way more expensive. Because basically, this... Yep, Jesse, that's the one. This one here wasn't a Canadian title. It was only the US. I was at HMV one day. It was just before the sale. Well, just as sale was starting, actually. It was a certain percentage off. And apparently somebody had ordered in Bubba Hotep and never came and picked it up. So they put it out on the shelf with all the other stuff. And I managed to get it during the sale. I was actually super stoked about that. Now, things that I don't have hope opened up, I'll do that later. Tell you what, since people want to know what's sold out. So Dark Room has sold out. So we looked at it before. There was 220 copies of Dark Room left. And so what I'm basically going to do, I'm just doing a quick click through. And anything that's under 500 copies we'll talk about. So there's 423 of Skinflex left. I'm gonna guess some of these newer ones. I'm really surprised. Dark Room is completely sold out. So if you guys wanted to get Dark Room, oh really? See, I'm missing all this stuff. I don't expect. There's certain ones I don't expect to sell out right away. I would say Play Dead. At this point, I would hazard a guess and say that Play Dead is coming first. I unfortunately did not snag Dark Room, so I'm glad that ones that I want, like Party Line, are still available. Now, they haven't exactly said for sure, but from everything that I've read, it looks like Play Dead may be the one that comes first. So far, we're pretty good. I'm not seeing anything there that's like too hazardously low. I like Party Line, actually. That's an old favorite of mine. I'm just looking through these really quickly. I'm only going to mention one if it's underneath the 500 amount range, because I think that's the best way to do it, rather than just go through every title and just say, okay, there's this many, this many, this many, this many. But so far, we're pretty good. We've only seen one under the 500 stock range out of these newer ones, which really surprises me. I'm very surprised that stuff like There's Nothing Out There and The Uninvited are still over 500, because those are really good titles. Those are ones that people should have. So Darkroom sells out, but like there's nothing out there is still available. I haven't seen it. I don't remember In the Cold of Night. So I'll be honest with you, Jesse, that one could very well be. I don't remember if I've seen it. Now, Sudden Fury, I will definitely go to bat for. But on Cold of Night, it really depends on what you're into, on the style that you're into. What was what genre was in the Cold of Night? Because I'm just going through these fast there. So there's 103 left. It is an incredible Destiny Phantom. If there's one thing that I can recommend to everybody, because if they don't have it with the sale coming up, there's nothing out there. It's got to be the most loaded disc that Vinegar Syndrome has ever done. So House on Tombstone Hill, guys, is down to 103. 90s erotic thriller. I'm kind of going to be all over that though, Jesse. I really like those type. So more than likely, I'll be honest with you, I'm probably going to like In the Cold of Night, because I really love the erotic thriller types. There's 419 left on Shot. I think we're good with that one. House on Tombstone Hill, keep an eye on though, guys. 414 left on Dear Dead Delilah. I'm actually surprised that one's still here. There's 216 left on House of the Dead. $243 are left on 5 Films, 5 Years, the Golden Age Erotica Volume 3. So that's one to keep an eye on. Because we, obviously, I don't think many of us thought that they're going to end up with losing the Darkroom one. A lot of people like me were waiting for the sale for that. There's 200 left for Grave Robbers. 200 of Mary Mary left. I'm actually surprised that one's selling so well. 401 is here for O'Brien Thompson. And then I might have to get it for Penitentiary 2. 310 for Fugitive Girls. So we're getting to some lower ones right here. Penitentiary's got 230 left. That means, what do you say about Grave Robbers? I missed that. The worst thing about having to look away is I missed some of your comments. I wish there was a thing I could actually... What am I doing? Hold on. I should not be missing your comments. You know what I should be doing? I should have this opened up. This way, if I'm looking over there, and you comment here, I can see it. Grave Robbers is a cool title. That one I don't have yet. I'm hoping there's... Okay, so 166 left of Disconnected. That's one I'm kind of hoping to get during the sale, so I hope that doesn't sell out. So everybody's good with Andy Milligan. Pickup's got 264 left. That's actually a good title. Corpse Grinders has 46 left. Yeah, I keep hearing about the telephone book. I don't have that one yet. Teacher's good, and 393 of the Pete Carpenter one. People that don't have the Pete Carpenter one really should. It's one that I think people are gonna be really surprised how much fun it is. And it's one of those that's been like a limited edition and it's stayed around for a while. It's gonna be one of those titles that's kind of like the like Whorehouse on Highway 5 or something like that. People are gonna drag their heels on it. They're gonna forget about it. They're not gonna pick it up, and then bam, the day's gonna come. It's gonna sell out, and they're gonna look for it on eBay because they want to have it. Which ones? Pete Carpenter? Maybe. They're kind of like horror thriller style titles. Pete Carpenter was obviously one of those guys that was very much, he was a very big fan of Pete Carpenter. In his films, basically, all the ladies love Pete Carpenter. Like all the ladies are huge Pete Carpenter fans. They will all fall in love with him. They all want to sleep with Pete Carpenter. Uh, but they'll be like kind of a he'll try to do like a '70s kind of thriller, maybe even kind of make it noirish in sort of a in a very only Pete Carpenter type of way, which but they're worth having. They really are. Because basically, not they're not gonna have the excitement of James Bond films, uh, but in the ladies' way. I know what you mean. Uh, but they both have like TV edits of each of the films, which I think are really neat. I actually really enjoy when I get a title and it has like a TV edit of the film. Yeah, see, even the name works. But they were fun films. I remember like watching them back in the day. And I think Blood Mania Planet Terror. I'm trying to remember which one I like best. Let's see. So one starts on a beach, which I really like. Not sure which one that is. So Planet of Terror, for instance, uh, has don't ruin Endgame for anybody, man. Because me included, a lot of us here haven't seen it yet. Uh, I'm seeing it next week. One of the reasons I stayed off of here is to yeah, there are a couple of Scream Factory Steelbooks coming out as well. Roger Corman ones, no, nonetheless. Um, I mentioned Warlock earlier that the Hammer titles that were announced today. But yeah, the this if you're like a fan of Diane Thorne, if you like Ilsa, if you're a fan of Ilsa, for instance, have you seen the Ilsa films, guys? Um, Ilsa She Wolf the SS and Ilsa Tiger Siberia, those ones, the sexploitation Nazi Ilsa films. Okay, well then Jesse, if you don't have Pete Carpenter, you're gonna want Pete Carpenter. I'll tell you why. Diane Thorne, Ilsa, she is in Point of Terror. She's actually got a pretty big part, if I remember correctly, in Point of Terror. That's the beach one. That's what I'm talking about. That's the one on the beach. Not yet. I'll check it out later on, though. So yeah, there's a couple new Scream Factory titles out. Warlock, you missed them. So Horror Frankenstein is coming out on Blu-ray, and so is Fear in the Night. Fear in the Night is one of their psychological thriller types that they did. They're psychotypes, and Horror Frankenstein is a criminally underrated film. With both of them have Ralph Bates, and I'm a huge Ralph Bates fan. So those I'll definitely be checking. The other news, which is not movie related, but I got to mention this because I think it's actually kind of cool, is so back in the day of like any Phantom, there's a one. If you don't have the Pete Carpenter double feature there, you're gonna get to see some quality Diane Thorne in that. Cause yeah, she has a Pete Carpenter with Diane Thorne. Brain, I've seen the Brain a long time. A lot of people say a lot of great stuff about the Brain. But I personally don't remember very well. There's so many Brain movies, I'll be honest with you. There's some people that will say, oh yes, I've been wanting to see this movie for a while, but I don't remember the Brain, but I hear a lot of great stuff about it. The Manitou was one that I want from Screen Factory. but yeah, no, Diane Thorne. I forgot she was in that. I actually got to rewatch that. I had a big crush on Diane Thorne. I remember Final Stab. I've actually got that on DVD, but I don't have the Final. And it's put out by Massacre Video. I like Massacre Video. I find them hard to find around here. I wish I lived up in Ontario because Bay Street Video has all the Massacre stuff. That's how I got my copy of God, what was the name of it? Fiend from Massacre Video, which was a really great title actually. If you like Don Dohler stuff, you gotta like Don Dohler stuff. But they did a great job of putting it out. Anyway, Tommy Tallarico, the guy behind the birth of Intellivision, if you're a retro gaming type of fan, for instance, said yesterday that there's going to be a big announcement today, something that he'd been dreaming about doing for like a long time, and that was like kind of like a dream thing for him. And that is, and I'm not sure if any of you guys like video games here or not, is that basically they're doing exclusive. They're doing a new Earthworm Jim video game with the original team behind Earthworm Jim, exclusive to that title. Do I have that? I don't actually. That's on my list. That double feature. Is it a good double feature? Because it's the only one by him I don't have. Actually, at this point, I think it's legitimately the only thing that I don't have by that director. I don't have. So that Fanny Hill Phantom Gunslinger double feature is one that I've been looking for. I've been looking at for a while. It's on my list. I got like a bunch of lists put down for this upcoming sale there. I'd love to be like in town in Ontario when they do their when Final Stab comes out. It's their titles and HEFA titles. I like buying them in store. Silliest, dumbest Western ever made. Yeah, I can. I that does not surprise me. But is it like? Do I need it? Is it like so goofy? I don't play a lot of games right now. I do have an Xbox, One and a Switch and a PS4 and some retro gaming systems as well. It's fun. Yeah, that's the thing. It's hard for me to choose because I kind of want to get the limited editions and stuff that I don't have, but then I just want to get some of the titles that I really want to fill in the bunch of titles that I don't have. That like I've been wanting to get sugar cookies for like a long time, and I have yet to pick up sugar cookies. But that's one that like sugar cookies isn't limited either. But I think that's definitely one for the next sale. I'm a huge Lynn Lowry fan. Hey, 13 Wolfman. We actually talked about some Hammer stuff here. I used to play Gears. I don't so much anymore. We'll see. I'm waiting for E3 to see what the announcement for Xbox is going to be compared to the announcements for the PS5, and see if any of them can catch up with Nintendo at this point. But yeah, anyway, apparently I'm the only person excited about Earthworm Jim, but I am excited. I'm an old school gamer, and oh yeah, I played Halo back in the day. Yeah, the Scream Factory stuff. The Horror of Frankenstein, I recommend that one. And Fear in the Night. That's the thing, I always plan ahead, Indie Fandom, on what titles I'm going to get. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I really don't know. No, I wholeheartedly concur, 13 of those. Man, these are the most exciting of the Hammer titles that have come out for me so far from Scream Factory. Mostly because I had like the Prince of Darkness already on Blu-ray from Millennium. And I had like the... I want to talk about that. Thank you. So, the Sonic trailer dropped. Has everybody seen the Sonic trailer? Less of the Vampires one I desperately want. So, as soon as I watched the Sonic trailer, I watched it like 2 or 3 times. Then I immediately texted my better half and my kids, and I linked them to the Sonic trailer. You can have finished the trilogy right on. And here's the thing. The first thing I got to say is I totally loved it. It was awesome. It was hilariously bad, but in all the ways that it should be. Sonic looks like, well, he looks a little odd, but he's a speed running blue hedgehog in a live action film. Jim Carrey stands out. This is a 90s era over the top comedic Jim Carrey. This is the Jim Carrey that most people who kind of fell in love with kind of fell in love with Jim Carrey, like really want to see. What they did, and this is what I think is genius, is anybody else that put out this film, anybody else that did this, they would have done like some overblown like Sonic origin story, and we would have seen like, they would have shoved in as many different characters as possible, right? But the genius of what they did here is, this is a combination live action Sonic film. There was really only one way to go with this without making it completely and utterly horrid. And I mean horrid and not the good way. And that was take it in a unique way, completely embrace the cheesiness of this, because it's going to be cheesy. Yeah, exact, kind of like that actually. He was actually, Ryan Williams was the first pick. I love Jim Carrey's Riddler though. But here we go. It's everything that I want to see in the Sonic film. It is. I'm a huge Sonic fan. I grew up with the games and all that type of stuff. And there are going to be people that are out there. There's a lot of people out there that I think, to be, you know, in the nicest way possible, kind of lighten up. Life is short. Have fun. Enjoy this stuff. It's not meant, this is not meant to be serious. This isn't going to ruin your childhood. All your games are still there. The neat thing about this is it's taking it from, we're getting Robotnik's origin. That's what we're getting. We're seeing the genesis. Yeah, got that in there too. The genesis of Dr. Robotnik. We're seeing it basically from Sonic appears, and we get to see how Robotnik becomes, you know, Dr. Robotnik, or Eggman, if you want to call him that, becomes the Eggman character. They show a sequence where he looks, where he's bald and he's putting on the goggles. You know, dollars to donuts. That's the last scene of the film. That for me right now, I'm saying, you know, I may be wrong, but I'm gonna say, you know, that when you're seeing him in full Robotnik gear, that's probably like the last sequence of the film. That's where I see it going with this. This is going to be fun. It's going to be cheesy, and it's going to be super fun. Video games, you think to be easily transferable over to movies, but they really aren't. Who is this appealing to? Me. It's appealing to people like me. It is a cheesy, bad movie that absolutely, totally knows exactly what it is. And it knows the audience is going for. You know, you're going to get some kids watching it for, you know, for the Blue Hedgehog and stuff like that. They're going to get in some people that are going to, for the nostalgia factor. But if they really wanted to just go with the nostalgia factor, they would have just did a kind of a paint by numbers type of thing, and they didn't do that. They went in a completely different way with it. Sonic looks unique. There's certain things that oh man, Jesse, man, come on! How can you hate Detective Pikachu? One, that's Ron Reynolds. Two, they took Pikachu and the Pokemon world and they put him out in a new way. Basically, they went on the Detective Pikachu games rather than like putting a Pokemon movie out there with the live action Ash and stuff like that. I am a huge Pokemon fan. If you're a Pokemon fan, Jesse, then you know that aside from the regular Pokemon games, there is Detective Pikachu. That's the thing. This isn't new for the films. they just decided that for the first outing for that, they're gonna they're gonna be doing like they're gonna be doing it. Yeah, they're gonna be going with the I guess the lesser known game, but with all those characters. But you got that. You already have those, man. Like Jesse, there's how many theater Pokemon animated films are out there? You know, there's a bunch of them. You know, the Pokemon movie. You know, got the Johto Journeys. So there's a bunch of Pokemon movies out there, animated films. Well done. Like there's some pretty well done ones. This is a live action one, and in order to do it in that way, uh, in order to do like a live action one, I think going with the Detective Pikachu, it was a different way to go with it. And it doesn't step on the toes of like the animated stuff or the animated films that you know they're still coming out. Uh, but it's a nice way to it'll open it up. We get to see these characters, and we'll get to see like them in kind of a live action format. You know, half live action format. That way, if they do want to do like that epic Pokemon style film, you want to see that Quest Journey one, for instance, right? Uh, they have then you've got then they've already gotten a film out there, right? With where they've already tested it. They've tested the technology. They've tested the look of Pikachu and Mr. Mime and all those characters. I haven't seen Happy Time Murders. I'll be completely honest with you. I have not seen Happy Time Murders. The first trailer kind of interested me. I was kind of disappointed with what I thought could have been a more interesting premise if they kind of dove into it a bit more. But that being said, I haven't seen it. It might be a fantastic film. I don't know. I'm not a huge Melissa McCarthy fan. I like her in certain things, but like she's good. It's just got to be the right film. That's the thing, right? See, so Jesse, here we got you got a Pokemon film. I'm Batman. So you got a Pokemon film that's basically doing a test of concept for you. So if you want to see Pokemon done like an Ash Pokemon film down the road, this Detective Pikachu film, that's paved the way for that. As long as it's successful, that's paving the way for any other type of Pokemon films they want to do. See you later, Batman. But yeah, so like there's it's it's been up in the air. A lot of people have talked about it. They talked about Sonic. They talked about this is going to be horrible, and it's supposed to be. Yeah, actually, I saw that. We can't get it here in Canada, but yeah, if anybody in the United States or Family Video is having an Arrow sale. That's why I see a lot of these films. A lot of these films that are going to kind of fly under the radar, and they might become like nobody. I don't think anybody's expecting Sonic to have like, okay, this has got like Endgame style like level of box office. Now they expect it to do like okay, right? Uh, but they don't expect it to go any further than that. Yes, I did. I remember Movie Gallery. I used to go there a lot, actually. Um, Movie Gallery was fantastic. I actually bought a few movies. I was doing a video here a while back, and I mentioned that I picked up this. What was it called again? This Friedman's documentary. And that's where I bought it at. Actually, was at Movie Gallery. I missed out on like I got to one of the movie because we had a few movie galleries in our area. We had what we had where I was at. We had like Movie Gallery that was in when I was in Corner Brook. I missed out on their sale, but I did catch Jumbo Video's sale. No, like this was like was a dark documentary. It was about this guy and and he may or may not have been like a child molester type thing. It was a really, it was really good documentary, really strange. But here, like, was it part of Hollywood Video? The movie gallery here in Canada, the ones that I went to was set like in the yeah, that one, Jesse, thank you. I can't remember the name of it. I know Friedman's is like the, I'm not sure if it's like capturing the Friedman, something. It was an odd one anyway. But that I got at movie gallery. Capturing Friedman's good. Perfect. But that's one that I picked up at movie gallery before it went out. Jumbo Video was one that we had here. I'm not sure if Jumbo was around your way, Indy, but we had Jumbo Video here. I missed out on. I got like earlier on in the sale, and I got like a few like different. I picked up a lot of horror titles. I got like a Blue Underground, like City of the Living Dead, stuff like that. You know, on DVD back in the day. But I missed out on the. I was working at that time. Scarecrow Video, Found Video. I've heard of those, Jesse, but I've especially Found Video, obviously, but I've never actually seen them. Jumbo Video was the last one that lasted here. Jumbo Video was the final one to go out in like here in Atlantic Canada. We were the last people to get here in Atlantic Canada. We were the last people to have an open HMV. The very last HMV closed in Newfoundland in St. John's. That was the last one that closed up. Free coupon for free pizza with 3 rentals. Here we had like, I remember going into Jumbo Video. Oh, it sucks. And the first thing that would hit you was they'd have this big like free popcorn thing, and you could get that just like whiff of this free popcorn, and you could just like go over and like scoop, get a cone of popcorn, and go look through your rentals and stuff like that. And it makes me long, as we talk about this, it makes me long for the days of the HMVs and the video rental places like Jumbo and Blockbuster and Family Video and Movie Gallery and places like that. And I'll tell you the one thing that's been missing. Mom and pop stores were amazing. They'd have stuff that no other places would have. That nobody would take a chance on. I've done that too. So what? And that's what's missing right now from people got Netflix, right? And they get Netflix, you know, they got their Hulu, stuff like that. We don't actually. I don't think we do, not in my area anyway. But you'd go in there and you pick out different things and you find different films and get different genres and you talk to people, and like there'd always be like selections by different people, like that worked at the store. They would have like their, you know, like the manager's selections, the guy, say the girl named Kelly, her selections are there, the movies that Kelly's choices of the week, that type of thing. You know, Jim's or Susan's, that's that type of thing. You'd always see those there. Curation, getting your films kind of curated, and people would kind of know the type of stuff you like, and they'd say, okay, this is good, but hey, have you seen this movie? It's in a different type of one. And it's true. What he said, it's completely true. We don't commit to films the same way we did. This is one of the best things. One of the best things about of the streaming service Criterion, for instance, or when you buy the Criterion. Oh, that's a good one actually. I'm going to do a video on that. That's actually a great idea for a video. Is curation. Having like the movies curated. Netflix, everything's thrown out there. Though I love the fact that Criterion curates it and puts it in different collections, and there's different like ways to watch and stuff. What I love about my Ingrid Bergman set is there's different ways that you can watch it, and you can take it on. That you got every time you went to a video store. There would be people there. You'd see people like me at the video store for hours at a time looking around, and you'd come in and you'd be looking, and if you picked up something that, for instance, I found interesting, or that I saw that I was excited about, I'd usually spark up a conversation. I'd say, "Oh, did you see this movie? If you like this movie, you're probably gonna like this movie here," and that type of thing. You don't get that now. You can't get that from going on Netflix and saying, "Oh, gee, what came out? What came out recently?" It's just, it's just not like. Honestly, this is as close as we get to it. Oh, Shudder's way better than Netflix because Shudder, like Criterion, are focusing in and they're doing a slight amount of curation. Exactly. You talk about films that you watch. You get your snacks. You get out a bit. You get off your butt off the couch and go out. True. No, but I think we could deal with the late fees with when it comes to that comes to that aspect. And I think that's one of the things. That's one of the reasons that I do this the way that I do this now. I miss that. I do miss that conversation, that talking about films, that interaction that you get at a video store when you're talking to people about different films that you picked up. When I like, for instance, when you watch a haul video from somebody, like I did a lot of haul videos. I still do them whenever I get like movies come in. I do haul videos, but the difference now is before it was I did a pretty much cut and dry. I got this, and I got this, and I taped it, and I put on my entrance, and I did my tag at the end type of thing. Yeah, like near the end, you didn't have to worry about the late fees. But now, I and like I still do too. But I kind of went live because I wanted to talk about the films with other people. Like that's me. I'm weird that way. I am. There's not. I don't. There's not a lot of huge movie fans in my area. So I'll be honest. It is great for me to come on here. It was a great outlet for me personally to like to come on here and like show and talk about certain films. So I could pick up a movie. Here I could pick up here on the double with Danny Kaye. So for a couple people, this may be they may say, "Oh, I love this movie. I forgot. I totally forgot about this movie." Or like, "What is that film? I've never seen it before." And a conversation starts about the film that with streaming and hard copies. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, one doesn't have to take with the other, right? The hardest thing that I ever had to do, and I'm not going to lie to you guys, is to get used to the live video format. That that takes something. it's it's still a work in progress. It's definitely still a work in progress. Yeah, you have so much waiting for you when you get back. That's freaking awesome. Because like, why do I watch that old movie? Yeah, that type of thing, right? Because I love I love old movies. Actually, when I turned on this video, what I plan to do was basically just to show you guys the stuff that I bought from HMV back in the days of the store that I still have yet to open up. Because I thought that's kind of neat. I was doing like some short videos, and that was one of them. So on the double, has anybody seen this Danny Kaye film, by the way? While we're talking about that stuff, I'm just gonna interject there. Because I love Danny Kaye, but I don't really remember this film very well. But it was an olive film for like $1. You're gonna have one heck of a. That's gonna be one hell of a Christmas, dude. You've seen it? Is it a good one? Is this a good Danny Kaye film? All I know is that I love Danny Kaye, and this was $1, and olive films are usually like 30 or 40 bucks, around here in Canada. And Ambush Bay was $1 as well. This is a Roger Corman one I haven't opened up yet. Irreconcilable Differences, also from Olive, still not opened up, and I do actually really love this. I should watch this film actually soon. I remember liking this one a lot actually. I'll yeah, that's the thing. Great transfer of horrible men features, like no features usually. Like this one here is Summer and Smoke. I love Tennessee Williams. I did a lot of Tennessee Williams when I was on stage, so had to pick that up. I have Shark here unopened. I have an unopened Samuel Fuller film. This is a Samuel Fuller film in my collection that's not opened up, and that really blows my mind that I haven't watched it yet. It's been years since I've seen it. And the Holocroft Covenant, Frankenheimer, not opened up yet. And last but not least, Candy, which I really should open up actually, but I watched that one a few times. Shark is actually a fun. If it's the one I'm remembering, it's actually a really fun film. It's a Fuller film, and I guess it's an Olive. Most of these, except for like the Kino, it's basically Kino and Olive stuff. Hey, Movie Madness. But I wanted to. Oh, really? Ooh. Now I wish he had features. I'd love to hear about that. See, that's certain companies get things that and I get disappointed when certain companies get certain titles because I know that that I'm probably not going to get those films or that they're not going to get the same type of care that they would. Like every time Vinegar Syndrome or Scream Factory or Arrow announces the title, I'm super stoked. I'm super happy because I know, okay, they're going to get like good transfers. There's going to be lots of features. There's going to be a lot of stuff that I'm going to be interested in. Every time that Tix is at a print, isn't it? Warlock, I'm pretty sure Tix is at a print now. Every time that I hear like, you know, you watch your I got Grandmother's House coming, so I'm a huge Brink Stevens fan. I haven't seen it since VHS days, but I hear good things. Ghost of Mars, Absolution, got Hardcore, and the Stone Killer. Nice. I recommend picking up some of those box sets when you get the bones to get them. There's some really good ones. I can even do a Vinegar Syndrome. I can do an indicator video to show you that stuff actually. Oh no, no, no. Shout does not get to me in 2 days. I rarely order from Shout. Dude, you're so lucky, Movie Madness. You got Darkroom. You know that's sold out. Like the limited edition is sold out now. Shout isn't one of the quick comers when it comes to stuff like that. Vinegar Syndrome comes fairly good. Arrow, if you add the extra couple bucks onto the Arrow releases, damn, you know, those come pretty fast. I remember Link, actually, that's Elizabeth Shue. Is that Elizabeth Shue? Or am I thinking of a different one? I think Link is Elizabeth Shue. Oh man, it was insane. Dark Room has been one of their biggest sellers. I was totally blown away by the fact that that sold out so fast. Did you say hi for me, Warlock? You didn't, did you? You forgot to say hi for me. I was on Instagram and Colette's actually. But the movie subs are good, Jess. That's the thing. Movie subs are really good. The Vinegar Mill Creek releases, which ones are you looking to get? Like I know Mothra. Obviously, a lot of people see the Mothra Steelbook. You know, bam. That's that's a given. And they're putting out a lot of the Andy Sedaris stuff on Blu-ray now, like Picasso Trigger and stuff like that. I think Hard Tick to Hawaii is not already out. I think that one's coming too. They're slowly getting at the Andy Sedaris stuff. I think they're going to do well with that. The thing is, though, Movie Madness, there's a lot of Vinegar Syndrome for a while. Like a lot of their stuff would sell like super fast. But some of their more recent stuff, that I think are some of their better limited edition releases. Stuff like There's Nothing Out There uh, is still in the over 500 amount range. So that's really surprising that there's some that are actually probably better than some of the earlier releases, like Mausoleum. Yeah, Mausoleum. Anything Movie Madness, when they put out their limited editions, when when it happens, when they do that, get them right away, because like those, and if it's a halfway to Black Friday edition or a Black Friday edition, those are gone. Those go right away. People like put them in their cart immediately, and they pick those up. I got a question, and I want to know if anybody can answer this for me, especially if you're Canadian. Does anybody remember or know what the pricing is for the half year sale, like the half year package, or not the full year package, but the half year package in Canadian? Because I think it's still pretty pricey. Now, somebody that's just going into Vinegar Syndrome that hasn't bought any of the stuff at all, for instance, they usually put these little like packages out, like at the end, that are basically a horror package, an erotica package, an action package. Uh, 560 US. Is that for the half year? Jesse, for like 560 US for the half year package? So I'm still not going to be doing the half year package. That's just still way too much for me to spend. I love Vinegar Syndrome, but not to the point of like I'm going to spend my rent on hey Scotter, on rent amount on Vinegar Syndrome. I can't. A lot of people can do it. I mean, like, I'm not one of the people that can't afford to do that amount when it comes to it. And if I'm gonna be putting in like, yeah, exactly. If I'm gonna be putting in like, I'm not gonna be putting in $500 like that much anyway. If I'm gonna be putting in like $200 or $300, that type of thing, I'm gonna want to get the films that I want. If a half year package was like in the $300 range, like even $300 American, $350, I could kind of see that. I could kind of do that. But it's pretty expensive, and I know it is like a fairly good deal when you look at the price like overall. But it's that being said, there's going to be months that I'm going to be like, and you know, recently there's been no month that I haven't really liked pretty much almost everything that's come by. But there's still gonna be months that I'm not gonna be like, I'm not so sure about this title. And, you know, you're not gonna get money back from that. You guys are so lucky in the U.S. to get like the cheaper prices. Not so much lucky in like I watch the news, so there's issues right now. But like price wise for movies, you're pretty good. Oh God, I'm not gonna lie, we got like we got some issues here in Canada going on right now too. Uh, I guess because I'm originally from Newfoundland, I should probably mention The Simpsons. Like, because like it's, you know, everybody's gotta mention them. So The Simpsons did a thing where, you know, they did a Canadian episode. Apparently, I don't want to watch The Simpsons very much, and they did like a kind of a Newfoundland thing, which I thought was kind of fun and funny. We kind of we kind of make fun of ourselves, so we get a kick out of that. But there's a few people that were like super upset about it, which is I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of embarrassing. It's a cartoon. Uh, you know, we make fun of ourselves all the time. So yeah, if you're from Newfoundland, chill out, man. It's a cartoon show. You guys have got me thinking about what my favorite slip is. Yeah, they do, man. I love South Park. They're awesome. You get South Park does some of the most genius writing, man. I don't know if you're ordering it. Like, I'm gonna grab what I'm gonna try. As long as they're good titles, um, then I will definitely be my fave slip. I like the lenticular ones uh, a lot, but like my chauffeur actually is a highly underrated slip that they put out. I don't know if you've seen it, but that was really really good. Yes, I love poutine. I am so Canadian. Well, stuff's like, well, it was more expensive when I lived in Newfoundland actually than it is right here. Um, and I'll tell you why. Because Newfoundland's an island, and when you live on an island, it doesn't just. There we go. Well, unlock that orientation thing. Hold on, guys. I'm still here. All right. Can you guys see me yet? Whoa. So, in case you didn't notice, like Brad Jones, cinema versus my foot hit right there, and it flew out. Only on live, guys. Only on live. What I was trying to do was get in my horrible. I have horrible posture. Have you noticed that or not? But I always like sitting up on my feet or crossing my legs or stuff like that. You know, you kind of in that type of style. So when I did that, I moved my knee and it went flying. We just gotta. What was kind of comical is I was on like I haven't read any of the like I've heard some of the clues and stuff from people, but somebody like for a joke put on like put on two titles on Vinegar Syndrome, and they were like they were joke titles, and the guy said, well, I think these are the titles. And I'm like, well, I'm not interested in those, but that'll save me some money. So I said, okay, great. But he said, no, man, I'm just joking. Those titles are the ones that are coming out. Now, luckily I got a good, have a good phone and a decent like little thing on it too. So apparently one is supposed to be horror and one is supposed to be, well, not horror. Not like horror in that sense. So I think one is, so we're getting an exploitation one, probably and a horror one. Maybe an action exploitation one. I know a lot of people are thinking that maybe Terminal Island is finally coming out. Well, Play Dead isn't one of the secret titles, Jesse. That's the thing. There's Mountaintop Motel Massacre, which is one of the regular monthly titles, because you know they usually have like 3 to 4 titles a month with their packages. But for the month of May, what they're doing is they're putting out their 2 regular titles that they announced, the regular secret titles they announced. But there's also going to be 2 special halfway to Black Friday titles. 2 of them are horror. I heard that one of them wasn't actually. But then again, I don't keep up with that as much as I should. It's been a busy last couple weeks, so I haven't been able to keep up with it all lately. That's the thing. That's the big thing. But I know for sure one of them is going to be. Jesse's hoping for Blood Games and Terminal Island. He said that before actually, and won't lie, if those were the 2 that came out, I'd get them for sure. I think Terminal Island is done by the same director, producer, something that did Sweet Sugar. So that will be interesting. We'd 300. That's a good title actually. I entered it 3 times. I entered it on Twitter, I entered it on Instagram, I entered it on Facebook. I put in a different thing. Oh, my dad loves Termalana. For each one, right? So for Facebook, I should say Blue Monkey. That's a good one. When you enter if you have entered Warlock, if you haven't entered yet, say Blue Monkey. There's the title for you. Yeah, Blood Games is a female baseball team. So yeah, for my Facebook one is the Night Eyes films. I'm pretty sure that's what so the Andrew Stevens Night Eyes quadrilogy. I really want those. And on another one, I'm not sure if it was Twitter or Instagram, I said friend of the family, and friend of the family too, basically. But it's the Shannon Worry film. I think Shannon Worry. So I'm into the sexploitation genre here, like the erotic thrillers. And for the other one, I think it was Cynthia Rothrock, stuff like Lady Dragon. Like see Lady Dragon come out. Do you think they'd get Peter Jackson stuff? That'd be really neat if they did. I mean, like, yes, yay. But I'm expecting. I want to see some super cheesy stuff. You remember, Indie Phantom? I knew you remember friend of the family. Yeah, see, that's something I could see them put out. And that wouldn't be too bad. I mean, like, there's only, let's be honest, like, there's certain adult titles. They're going to get to the point where the adult titles, there's a lot of adult titles, but like, releases that, but they could segue into stuff like Brad Henderson. Hannah, which one? I'm interested. I follow Brad on Twitter, actually. Because, of course, Stephanie and... Did Brad hint at friend of the family? Because that would be awesome. Peter Jackson releases. Shoot, okay. I was hoping you're saying that he hinted at friend of the family. Enter on Twitter. Yes, enter on Twitter and enter on Instagram. Like if you're on Instagram, 30 Wolfman. I think you are, aren't you? See, Cynthia Rothrock, automatically great cheesy stuff. Lady Dragon 2. And what's the one that I think Bolo, was it Bolo Young or something put out? Who put that out? Those Tiger Claw, whatever the hell they were called, films. With the serial killer. They're really super cheesy. Like, there's this guy, and he goes around, like, kind of like killing girls that kind of remind him of his wife. With this, and he kidnaps them, he kills them. And Cynthia Rothrock is this, like, she's a street person, like not a street person, but like she is in a street fighting group type of thing. And this cop comes along, and she works with the cop to help get this killer. And apparently everywhere this guy goes, this killer goes, he tries to take this girl in the middle of this mall or something like that. And her boyfriend just happens to know kung fu. And so there's a fight there. It's fantastic, guys. If you ever saw Tiger Claws, check it out. Great film. Bloodsport. I know, Jesse. You're disappointed too. Yeah, me too. I heard that Code Red was putting out Conquest, and I'm like, can we get somebody to put it out in the UK that I can get it from? Because I'm pretty done with a lot of the shenanigans coming from like places like Code Red and Dark Force or Dark Factory, whatever the heck they call themselves. I'm about up to here with the silly stuff. The one thing I like, Tiger Claw 2, Mares Express, yes. I think did I do a review of Conquest? I know it's one that I own. I got it. I have the early edition, either Anchor Bay or Blue Underground, one of those companies. I actually have a T-shirt. The Dead Pit. I'll be honest with you. I really. Oh, Net 13th Wolfman. Thanks for coming in, dude. Dead Pit is one that I wanted. But as soon as I found out who was putting it out, and then the subsequent drama that came out afterwards, with the whole like the whole Down to This drama. Not Down to This fault, by the way, the company's fault. Uh, I knew unless somebody sends me Dead Pit, it's probably not gonna be one that I buy. Like the drama pit, and you don't want that world. Like that's the thing. I want like I love the fact that companies like Vinegar Syndrome and like Sevron even and like a lot of the companies they're pretty easy. They're pretty easily accessible. You can talk to them. If something that happens, if a package doesn't come from Arrow Video, they get back to me. They see to try to find the package to get that again. Am I a fan of Mr. No Legs? It's been a long time since I've seen that film. That's the thing. Um, and I don't think it helps that Code Red has kind of teamed up with the people that they've teamed up with. You don't like Sunrise starting to carry Code Red titles. See, I would buy them in a store, like if it was a good one that I like. For instance, when they put out like Cut and Run, I was up on Bay Street Video, and I sat there, and I'm a huge fan of Cut and Run, so I'm like, yeah, I'm I'm definitely, if I see them out in the wild, yeah, I'll buy those. But I'll be completely honest with you, 90% of the Code Red that I got, 90% of the Code Red titles that I got were sent to me by viewers, uh, because it was just extremely hard to find them, or they were expensive, and it's I guess they finds it easier to get in the U.S. So I was really nice. The people were really nice to me that way. Forest is such cheese. I love the Forest. They actually got like one that I saw, and I was almost tempted to buy it, even though I got it really. AGFA, I love AGFA. Was like a double feature that had, but I got it. The Last House on the Left, and another film actually put together as a double feature. It was actually fairly inexpensive too. I saw it at Bay Street, and it's probably might be at Sunrise too. It's a double feature they put out. What kills me is they keep wanting to buy Spontaneous Combustion, which is a really fun film. But every time I see it at a store, it's always that cheap, bloody version of it that's not worth getting. Like it's almost bootleg level quality version. But I don't have. I am hoping the Bride double feature. I'm not sure. I don't think it's the Bride one. Uh, it's driving me. It'll drive me. But it was like a double feature. They put it like a double feature. Maybe Don't Go in the House Alone or something like that. Along with like Last House on the Left. I think it was something like that. House on Master Street. That's probably it. I don't have Spontaneous Combustion, right? Like I know it was put out like maybe by Code Red or Scorpion or something like that. But then this other like really cheap company put it out as well. AGFA stuff is just so super cheesy, and you can't not love that if you're into this type of films that I am. You can't. I like just about like everything, and it's true. It's weird. I don't think there's a film genre that I'm just not into. Like I don't like certain things as much anymore. But that's the thing. I don't have a specific like I like only slashers or I like only film noir or I like only this. No, I get a lot out of I can watch Ed Wood and then like turn around and watch like a Roberta Findlay film and then turn around and watch I don't know Criterion. Just I think a lot of people are like that. People have like film preferences, like types that they may kind of go to. But there, I think a lot more people are more open than they realize. Tiny's Island. Did they put that out? Or is that like a dream release for you? Because I'm trying to think if Tiny's Island's out from Vinegar Syndrome. I should have brought my book up. I got this book here, like the catalog. I guess that got like James sent it to me actually. First choice, dream release. I remember First Choice. I remember First Choice. I remember Super Channel. I remember. I don't know if this was ever put out, but there was like this First Choice Super Channel original, like event film, and and speaking of outer space, and I think it was called Murder in Outer Space or Murder in Space, something like that. Anyway, it was a murder mystery, an Agatha Christie style murder mystery with a bunch of like well-known actors, and it was done in space. Does anybody remember this film? And it was like exclusive to like the Super Channel or First Choice, whatever the heck it was called back in the day. But it was like they like promoted it like crazy, and we just got it free for like the month, or like for the summer, actually free for the summer. And I always like wondered if that film ever got like a Blu-ray release. It was super long, and I don't know if it had more than one ending or not. But like Wilford Brimley's in it. There's a bunch of different actors in it. I think it's called Murder in Space or something like that. Tammy and the T-Rex is coming out that's AGFA, right? I don't remember that one. I don't remember Tammy and the T-Rex. I don't remember it at all. Have I seen it? I don't know. I'm getting older. Maybe I haven't. I don't remember it. Maybe my mind has gone a bit when it comes to certain films. But if anybody's seen it and can let me know, definitely. Because I am interested in AGFA a lot. One of the biggest surprises for me was that I did a video a couple days ago. And I'll be honest with you guys, a couple of my videos recently, there wasn't a lot of viewer ship for the actual video. Like it took a while for any traction to come in the video. And I was getting a bit bummed by that fact. And then I did like this Arrow announcement video around 2 days ago. And that actually did really well. I was actually really surprised. The one that I'm hoping people see is, because I'm trying as best as I can. I promised to try to do this year. Was to spot like little companies, and AGFA I think of as a little company, so that's one of the companies that I'm going to try and spotlight a bit more. But I did a spotlight on Slasher Studios, and hopefully people saw that, because I think it's really neat when you find like these little companies. I actually just put Slasher Studios down on when I finished them, I had this big watch list. I put them downstairs. Actually, we just finished watching them a few days ago. But there's so much out there. There is so much out there to get. I want Blood Lake. I think Blood Lake's only DVD, right, guys? You guys got super quiet. Dark Side releasing. I think I did. Wasn't there? Was it Dark Side releasing that recently had a sale? DVD only. I knew that one was. I think that's the only one so far that they put out this DVD only. I know I need to get effects. I should have picked up effects when I was up in Toronto. I really should have picked it up then. Effects was there, and Tiger in the Cloud was there, which is kind of. I'm super down for those type of movies. Anything that's like really cheesy action stuff. I'm there. Okay. Soul Tango. Was that only on DVD? I still buy. I would like to see. AGFA has the type of titles that I would like to see kind of find their way into like a Walmart. Can you imagine that? Like going to Walmart and finding like, I don't know, because Lady Street Fighter. Maybe I haven't, Warlock. I thought I did, but maybe I haven't. I'll check out after I get off here, actually. Maybe I have. Amazon Hotbox sounds familiar. It also sounds like an Amazon like special release. Let's see if I can. I'm locked out. I'll check it out later. Um, but there's a company. I'm not sure if it was Dark Side releasing. One company recently, a newer company, had like a sale. Like somebody told me about the company. Literally, and that night there was a sale going on. I'm not sure if they were telling me about the company because there's a sale going on. But it's always nice to see that happen. I think everybody right now is waiting on the Vinegar Syndrome sale. Like there are so many people that are waiting on the Vinegar Syndrome sale. It's nuts, or maybe at least in my in my in my base of the people that I know, you guys, and that could be because people who come on here are normally Vinegar Syndrome type of people, and I still don't know what to buy. I don't. I've gone over my list so many times, guys. So many times. I got a list. I got 6 lists. It's so hard to decide what to focus on. But at 81 minutes, you guys are getting super quiet. Maybe I should let you guys go and get some rest and look at some film stuff. Good luck, indie fandom. My problem is forming too many lists. Is that I have a list that is for limited editions. I've got a list that is for films that I don't have that I need in my collection. I got an early Vinegar Syndrome list. That's some of the early stuff like the phone book and Good Luck, Miss Wyckoff and stuff like that. And there's the Etiquette Pictures list. There's the Peakorama list. There's the titles that I've always wanted to grab but haven't grabbed yet list. So there's a few different lists I got. We're in 6 or 7 lists altogether, and I got to like find a way to basically decide like how I'm going to do it, because I have not a lot for the Vinegar Syndrome sale. Like I got a little bit. Dark Side's Canadian based. That's the thing. I want to see more Canadian based companies. And they can see a Canadian based company can do titles, and then they can come to people like me who will be glad to like work on or do some like feature talk for like some of these featurettes. I would, one of my dreams is being a featurette for like a Blu-ray, to actually have that somewhere along the way. Yeah, my want list gets bigger and bigger, especially with Vinegar stuff. What was my favorite slip? Let me see. I think I can tell you what my least favorite slip was. Like right off the bat was The Undertaker. I love the film, but the slip, I was iffy on it when I first got it. It took me a while to like kind of lean into it. I will definitely check them out. I'm actually very interested in Warlock. But my favorite slip, I don't know. I mean, there are some really good ones out there. Like super good stuff. I'm trying to think like what the best slip is. Like the lenticular, they do lenticulars better than anybody. So, but that's almost like a given. Death by Temptation, that's a good. Psycho Cop 2, that's high on the list. I remember Bloodbeat had a pretty good slip to it. Oh, I got the Django box set from Arrow, yeah. I don't have the slip to Incubus, but it is. Wait, yes I do. Yes I do have the slip to Incubus. That is a really good slip actually. I like their double. Pets is one of my favorite slips. I know it's not like anything fancy, but Pets is definitely one of the slips that stood out to me. Incubus has a great slip. The Norman J. Warren ones normally do. Prey is neat because Prey is really is different in that like the slip is different from the cover from any of the 2 covers on the inside. There's 2 different covers for Prey, and the slip is completely different from that. I like when they do that. I like when the slip is something that's its own unique entity, and you can't reproduce it just by looking at the other one. Cutting class, all 5 of the slips. Oh man, I still don't have. See, you guys got me interested in a few there, like grave robbers, bloodsuckers from outer space, that type of stuff. I'm not sure if the grave robbers is still available. I think bloodsuckers. I think is that one gone? I think that one's gone. When it comes to and I think that was like available before. One of the worst slips, in my opinion, and Vinegar Syndrome actually agreed with this. Did you get the 5 slips? Was the one that sold out. Dark Room. Dark Room must be one hell of a movie, man, because that sold out so freaking fast. Because I am telling you right now, they did not sell that on the basis of that slip. Because every slip that came out that month was better than Dark Room slip. Every single one of them. Grandma's House, better slip. Skin Flakes, better slip. Dark Room, horrible slip, but sold out. So you never know. You never know what's going to sell out. Nobody was talking about Dark Room before it came out either. Nobody was. I heard very little about people saying, "Wow, I got to get Dark Room." I wish I could tell you, Warlock. It's a bit of an anomaly to me, but I'm hoping they put out a regular edition. Because I will be completely honest with you, I don't remember the movie at all. Yeah, Memories Within Miss Aggie, that's sort of too. And that's the thing. I don't remember the movie at all. I remember the movie called Dark Room, but it was a later film, like maybe like a 90s film. Was not the best. But for some reason, that movie, it just hit with some people. And I don't think even Vinegar Syndrome knows like what's going to sell. Like, for instance, the fact that The Uninvited is still available, like the slipcover to that, and slipcover to like some of those other films, and The Uninvited is actually a really fun film, and the slip is cool. It's like this evil cat type of slip that's that's decent. You can't tell. Sometimes you just can't tell. Flashpot on 42nd Street is a fantastic film. Have you watched it? You watched it, Jesse, right? That is such a good film. Good commentary too. Watch the movie on its own first, but then watch with commentary afterwards. It's hard to tell. I mean, I can't imagine being in acquisitions. Obviously, if I was, that's a dream job for me, by the way. You would see some pretty freaky stuff. Fade to Black would be out so fast you wouldn't believe it. Because that still needs. How has that not gotten a release? I kind of want to see Fade to Black come out. I kind of want to see Second Sight pop out, the big one of their like In a Stranger Calls Changeling type of box sets. That's the company that I think needs to put out Fade to Black is Second Sight. Oh, there we go, Second Sight, Fade to Black. Hashtag that. But yeah, there you go, guys. We've talked about Vinegar Syndrome. I quickly showed some titles. I'm thinking of watching one of them now. I'm not quite sure. Actually, I'm still going to watch some more. I'm going through Veronica Mars again. Does anybody here, or has anybody ever watched Veronica Mars? I got to ask this real quick question. I got to ask for the room here right now. Are there nobody's? Have not. So, Veronica Mars was a super cool kind of neo-noir show. Perfect ending. It's coming back, and in an 8-episode series from on Hulu, and they've got like a whole series arc, 8 episodes. Yeah, the movie. I don't think it works as a movie, Indy, and I'll tell you why. Because it needs that arc. It needs that overarching. It needs it's a TV show that needs to be a TV show. If you know what I mean, right? It's like Veronica Mars works because you follow it. It's kind of serialized over a time period. But I'm actually super excited about it. And Kristen Bell has said she'll do Veronica Mars for as long as people want her to do Veronica Mars because she enjoys it. And with 8 episode seasons, no, Veronica Mars is like a really cool kind of a mystery show. Oh, dude, Scholar, you really got to see the TV series. It is so much better. The movie's okay, but the TV series is awesome. You just got to go in and if you don't Google it or anything, if you don't know much about it, because there are some pretty big twists and turns throughout that show. Then you have all the seasons, and you found unfortunately you have all the seasons because there's no more yet until the Hulu puts it the new season. Anyway, that's where I'm going right now. So guys, enjoy your night, enjoy your evening, or your upcoming morning. I've watched the first 4 episodes. Sort of it's serialized, Jesse. It's basically each episode can go on its own, but there is an overarching storyline. So basically, the one thing I can tell you without giving anything away is that Veronica Mars' father is a private investigator that used to be a sheriff in this town, and her best friend is murdered before the show starts, and we kind of find it from flashbacks. Her best friend is actually a famous actress now. Amanda Seyfried was in Jennifer's Body and Mamma Mia and stuff like that. The blonde girl, really cute. So the arc within that first season of that show basically is who killed her character, but each episode has its own mysteries on its own. So there'll be kind of subplots that'll follow through certain episodes, and one mystery is who. Anyway, I won't tell you. Check it out. It's really, really good. Anyway, I am Aaron. Thank you guys for joining me today. I've been trying to stay awake so that I'm here and waking up till when my better half comes home. I'm so excited to see her. I had a blast tonight, guys. Thank you so much for coming in here. You guys are the movie club. You guys rock. You guys are awesome. And we even had a phone flying off. So it was almost like 3D. It was almost like kind of a weird interact with 3D. Have a great evening, guys. And if you haven't checked out any of Veronica Mars, check it out. Please share, subscribe, all that jazz. And if you can do it and tweet out the video, that would be much appreciated. Have a great evening, guys. I'll talk to you later.